Welcome back to my Great Teams of the Past, Season 2. Today's contest features the 1920 Cleveland Indians and the 1922 St. Louis Browns. It's Game 4 of their 4-game series. The Indians have won 2 of the first 3. All 3 games have been decided by 1 run. In Game 1, Cleveland won 2-1 in 11 innings. Charlie Jameson had a walk-off sacrifice fly after Joe Evans' pinch hit triple. In Game 2, St. Louis came back to win 5-4. The Indians blew a 4-0 lead. George Sisler had an RBI triple, and Baby Doll Jacobson had a sacrifice fly to give the Browns the lead in the 8th. And then in game number 3, Cleveland was victorious 8-7. The Browns led this one 5-1 and then 7-5. The Indians tied it in the 6th on Ray Chapman's RBI single, then went ahead in the 7th when Larry Gardner tripled and scored on an error. The Indians opened this season winning 3 of 4. They were tied for first place after the first week. They now stand with 5 wins and 2 losses. The Browns have dropped to 3-4 overall. Still to come in week 2, the 1930 Cardinals against the 1927 Yankees, the 1919 Reds and the 1929 Cubs, and the 1925 Senators against the 1927 Pirates. It'll be the debut for the Pirates. They were off in week number 1. Here in week number 2, it's the 1922 New York Giants that are off. Starting lineups for today's game. For the Indians, leading off and playing left field, Charlie Jameson. At shortstop, it's Ray Chapman. Center fielder is Tris Speaker. Right fielder is Elmer Smith. Third baseman, Larry Gardner. Second baseman, Bill Wamsgans. First baseman, Doc Johnston. The catcher is Steve O'Neill. And on the mound for Cleveland, Ray Caldwell. For St. Louis, Jack Tobin will lead off and play right field. Wally Gerber is the shortstop. George Sisler is at first base. Ken Williams is in left field. Baby Doll Jacobson's in center field. Marty McManus is at second base. Hank Severad's the catcher. Frank Ellerby is at third base. And the starting pitcher for the Browns today is Ray Culp. So let's get going. The Indians, again, looking to win this series, trying to beat the Browns for the 3rd time. Charlie Jameson will lead it off. He's 3 for 9 in this series, batting .250 on the season. Can had a walk-off sacrifice fly in game 1, hit a home run in game number 2. Let's play ball. And Ray Culp gets the better of Jameson, strikes him out. 1 away, Ray Chapman coming to the plate, batting .200 on the season, just 2 for 11 in this series. Good eye by Chapman. He draws a walk. He is at first base with 1 out. Tris Speaker coming to the plate. Speaker batting 3rd and Elmer Smith batting 4th. They were 2 of the top 4 hitters in the league after week number 1. They are combined 2 for 27 in this series. Speaker's average is now dipped to .290, just 1 for 13 in the first 3 games against the Browns. Comes up with a runner on first. And nothing doing here as he is going to hit a fly ball into center field. Easy one for Baby Doll Jacobson to handle. And that is out number 2. Here's Elmer Smith batting .290, but just 1 for 14 in this series. Ground ball to shortstop. Gerber's got it. And that will lead to the final out. So no runs for Cleveland in the top of the 1st. And now the Browns come to bat. Jack Tobin will lead it off. .219 on the season, 3 for 14 in this series. Pops it up on the left side. Third baseman Larry Gardner is going to corral it for the first out. Here's Wally Gerber. Had to leave game 3 with an injury, but was able to come back here for game number 4. 3 for 9 in this series, batting .304 on the season. Ground ball on the right side. First baseman Doc Johnston has it. He will take it himself. That's out number 2. George Sisler, well, as you might expect, with a .420 average in 1922, he's one of the league's best hitters. He is at .407 on the season, 5 for 12 this series. 8 of his 11 hits this year have been for extra bases. With 2 outs, he is going to pop one up, infield pop-up. Larry Gardner over at third base calls for it, and he's got it. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 1 inning, and there's no score. Indians in the second. Here's Larry Gardner, batting .292 on the year, just 2 for 11 in this series. Ground ball to the right side. Second baseman McManus has it, throws it over to Sisler for the first out. Here's Bill Wamsgans, just 1 for 10 on this. Just 1 for 10 the past 3 games, batting just .125 on the season. And Culp will set him down on strikes for out number 2. Here's Doc Johnston, the Indians' best hitter of the season right at this point. .385 average and 6 for 11 in this series so far. And he's going to add to that this as he sends a line drive into right field. That'll fall in for a base hit. So 1 runner on with 2 outs. Here is the catcher, Steve O'Neill, batting .238, 2 for 8 in this series. He gets a hold of one, hits it to right to the warning track, but Jack Tobin's going to catch it for out number 3. Browns coming up in the bottom of the second. Ken Williams will lead it off. Williams hitting just .200 on this season, 3 for 14 the first 3 games of this series. Nothing good here as he just hits a comebacker to the pitcher. Ray Caldwell has it over to first for the first out. Here's Baby Doll Jacobson batting .269, 5 for 10 these past 3 games. And he will add to it as he drops the ball into left center field for a base hit. And he is on board with his team best 6th hit of this series. That'll follow with Marty McManus. McManus was batting .400 after week 1, but he is just 1 for 10 in this series, and his average has dropped to .280. Fly ball to center field. It's an easy one for Tris Speaker, and that's out number 2. Here comes the catcher, Hank Severide. .222 on the season, 4 for 12 in this series. It's a ground ball on the right side. Wamsgans has it over to first for the 3rd out. 2 innings complete, still no score. Here's Ray Caldwell for the Indians. Caldwell had a no decision in his first start of the year. Pitched 7 innings, gave up 3 runs. Let's see what he does at the plate. Ground ball over to short. Gerber has it. And that is the first out. Back to the top of the order for the Indians. Charlie Jamison struck out the first time. This time, ground ball down the first base line. Tough play for Sisler, but he's got it, and he will beat Jamison to the bag for out number 2. Ray Chapman's coming to the plate, walked his first time out. There's Ray Chapman. This is the 1920 Cleveland Indians, and in that 1920 season, Ray Chapman tragically died after being hit by a pitch. That happened on August 17, 1920. Here, Chapman, ground ball, the pitcher Culp has it, throws it over to first, side retired. Now, up for the Browns, third baseman Frank Ellerby, batting .200 on the season, 2 for 11 in this series. Ground ball, the pitcher Caldwell has it, over to first for out number 1. Ray Culp, Browns pitcher coming to the plate. Culp took the loss in week number 1, gave up 3 runs in 7 innings. And as has happened a lot what I'm finding this season, pitchers are really helping themselves. Culp delivers one into left center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Brown's second hit of the game. And they've got a runner on board with 1 out for Jack Tobin. The right fielder flew out his first time up. Well hit ball into center. Tris Speaker's not going to get it. It's going to fall in for a hit, and Ray Culp will advance to second base. We've got runners on first and second for 1 out for Wally Gerber. Gerber grounded out in the first inning. Let's check something on the Indians, see what their defensive rating is today. It's just the middle one. But that's going to be good in this case, as Gerber ground ball to third base. Larry Gardner has it. Could be a double play ball. Throws to second, over to first. It is double play, and the Indians get out of it. So we go to the 4th. Here is Tris Speaker. Flew out last time up. Terrible slump. And maybe he's out of it as he sends a ball into right field. It lands in there. Base hit for Tris Speaker. So now 2 for 15 in this series. And here's Elmer Smith, also mired in a terrible slump. Let's see what he can do. Nothing good as ground ball to McManus. He gets over to Gerber to second. Got it to go back to first. And Smith is going to be safe, but he'll reach base on the fielder's choice. Speaker's out at second. One out now for Larry Gardner, who grounded out his first time up. Well hit by Gardner. It's into right. Tobin's going to run it down. Elmer Smith, they wave him on to third, and he will slide in there safely into third base. And now the Indians have runners at the corners with 1 out. Bill Wamsgans comes up to the plate, struck out his first time up. Of course, Bill Wamsgans, the only unassisted triple play in World Series history. He's got a chance to get the first run of the game here on the board. Fly ball to center. Is it deep enough? Baby Doll Jacobson has it. They will not send Elmer Smith, so he will stay at third base, and that is the second out. Here's Doc Johnston, singled his first time up, and the Indians' hottest hitter. 2 outs. They need something here. Oh, and he rolls the 66. It's going to be something good. 2 columns, see what he rolls. 34 is a 6. That is going to be a double. It's over the head of Baby Doll Jacobson. He's going to have to go chase it down. Smith is going to score. Gardner's going to score from first base. And Doc Johnston's into second base with a 2-run double. Doc Johnston just killing it for the Indians. (2-0) Cleveland. Steve O'Neill comes to the plate. Flew out his first time up. O'Neill is going to take ball 4 and put runners on first and second for the pitcher, Ray Caldwell. He grounded out his first time at the plate. And Caldwell is going to help himself. He hits a ball over Wally Gerber's head, over the shortstop's head. It's going to drop in. Doc Johnston's going to score from second base. Steve O'Neill's going to motor his way to third base. And now it is 3-0 Cleveland here in the top of the fourth. So runners on first and third. Here's Charlie Jameson, 0 for 2 in this contest. Culp can't find the strike zone. Walks Jameson to load him up for Ray Chapman, 0 for 1 with a walk. Chapman hits one up the middle. McManus diving, can't get it. It's going to go for a ways. O'Neill's going to score. Caldwell's going to score. Jameson's going to go to third base. 2 more runs have scored. And it is now 5-0 Cleveland. And on the next pitch, Ray Chapman's going to steal second base. And now there are runners on second and third for Tris Speaker. Singled his last time up. 5 runs here in the top of the fourth. Can they add to it? Here's Speaker. They cannot. Speaker pops it up into the outfield. Baby Doll Jacobson has it. And that is out number 3. But 5 runs in the top of the fourth for the Cleveland Indians. And it is 5-0. Here's George Sisler for the Browns. Flew out his first time up. Ground ball on the right side. Johnston has it. He'll take it himself at first base. Ken Williams, a lot made of Ohtani being the first 50-50 player this year. Well, Ken Williams, back in 1922, first major leaguer to become a 30-30 player. 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. Actually had 39 homers and 37 steals. And he is going to get a steal here as he singles into left field and then follows it up immediately by stealing second base. So runner in scoring position with 1 out. Baby Doll Jacobson coming to the plate. He has a single so far. Fly ball to left. Jameson drops the fly ball. Ken Williams is going to score. Baby Doll Jacobson must not have been hustling because he is only on first base following the error. So the Browns are on the board with their first run of the game thanks to the Jameson error. Here's Marty McManus, flew out his first time up. Hit again to Jameson. Can he catch this one? Yes, he can. That's out number 2. Hank Severide, the catcher, grounded out his first time up. This one, fly ball to center field. Tris Speaker will catch it for out number 3. So after Cleveland scored 5 in the top of the 4th, St. Louis comes back with 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Elmer Smith will lead it off here for the Indians. 0 for 2 today, just 1 for 16 in this series. And won't do anything good here. Ground ball to third base. Ellerby has it. Over to first for out number 1. Larry Gardner's 1 for 2 today. And he is going to add to that as his ball finds its way to the outfield and into the grass. That is a base hit. 1 runner on with 1 out for Bill Wamsgans. Ground ball to second. McManus has it. Over to Gerber at second. On to first. Double play. No damage there in the top of the 5th. And we now go to the bottom of the 5th. Frank Ellerby coming to the plate. 0 for 1 today. Caldwell will strike him out for out number 1. Here's the pitcher, Ray Colt, singled his first time up. This time, he is going to hit a fly ball to left center field. Charlie Jameson tracks it down. He catches it for out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Jack Tobin, 1 for 2 today for the Browns. And that is an 11, so we will roll on his second column, see what he can do. 15, Jack Tobin, drive to right field. It's over Elmer Smith's head. It's going to be out of here. Jack Tobin, solo home run, and it is now 5-2. Tobin hit 13 home runs in 1922. That is his first of this campaign. Wally Gerber now, 0 for 2, and now 0 for 3 as Caldwell strikes him out for out number 3. So since Cleveland took a 5-0 lead in the top of the 4th, the Browns have come back to score single runs in each of the bottom of the 4th and bottom of the 5th. Still 5-2 though after 5. Doc Johnston, 2 for 2 today, 8 for 13 in this series. Team high 12 hits on the season. Can he keep it going? Not in this at-bat. Fly ball to left, routine. Ken Williams has it for out number 1. Steve O'Neill's 0 for 1 with a walk. Another fly ball to left, again caught by Ken Williams, and that's out number 2. And here is the pitcher, Ray Caldwell, 1 for 2. And he will be set down on strike. So 1-2-3 inning for Ray Colt. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th. Here's George Sisler. Came into the game batting .407, but now below 400 as he is 0 for 2 today. Well, that's going to help his average perhaps get back up above 400 as he hits a line drive into left center field. It'll fall in for a single, and the leadoff runner is aboard for St. Louis. Ken Williams is 1 for 2 today. Fly ball to left. Jamison will go run it down and catch it for out number 1. Baby Doll Jacobson has reached on a single and on an error. He hits one up the middle. It's going to fall in for a hit. Sisler will stop at second base, and the Browns have runners on first and second with 1 out for Marty McManus. McManus 0 for 2. And this is going to be something good as we go to McManus's second rule. Drive to right field. It's over Elmer Smith's head. It's off the wall. It rolls into the corner. Sisler's going to score from second. Baby Doll Jacobson's going to score from first. McManus still running around the bases. He's going to slide into third with a triple, a 2-run triple, and the deficit has been cut from 5-2 to 5-4. So Marty McManus comes through with the big hit. And we are back within it. Now another 1-run game. As I said at the beginning, all 3 games in this series decided by 1 run. Here we are, Cleveland now clinging to a 5-4 lead after leading 5-0. So runner on third with 1 out. Severide is 0 for 2. We'll play the infield in on this one. And that does not pay off, as if Chapman was back, he would have gotten this one, but instead, this one's going to find the hole between third and short. Base hit for Severide, and we have a tied ball game. 5-5, bottom 6. Severide's on board. Here is the third baseman, Frank Ellerby, 0 for 2. And Ray Caldwell will sit him down on strikes for out number 2. Here's the pitcher, Ray Culp. Neither pitcher has been particularly effective, but both teams used their best relievers in game number 3 for extended innings, so I'm going to stick with these starters here for a while longer. Ray Culp, ground ball to Ray Chapman at short, over to first, and that is out number 3, but we are now tied 5-5 as the Browns score 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Top 7 now for Charlie Jamison. And he will draw a leadoff walk. Ray Chapman comes to the plate. Chapman had a 2-run single in that 4th inning. 1 for 2 with a walk today. I think this time, though, we need to get Jamison into scoring position, so we're going to ask Chapman to sacrifice. And that will be successful. Third baseman picks it up, throws it over to first. For the first out, Jamison advances to second base. And here is Tris Speaker, 1 for 3 today, runner in scoring position. Well, I don't know what it is about what's going on in left field today. I'd say it's the lights, but probably no lights in this at this point in time. So definitely no lights in this point in time. But Ken Williams under the fly ball, but he drops it, and as we saw earlier, it was the other way around, the other team, but this time Ken Williams drops it, Jamison scores, and Tris Speaker is aboard on the error. So both teams now victimized by an error by the left fielder. And that puts Cleveland back in front 6-5. Elmer Smith 0 for 3 today, but he might have just broken out of his slump. He hits a line drive into right center. He is aboard with a base hit. That's going to advance Tris Speaker over to third. And then Elmer Smith's going to follow it up with a stolen base, putting runners on second and third with one out for Larry Gardner, who is 2 for 3 today. Browns have Rasty Wright up in the bullpen, and they are thinking about going to him. But Culp strikes out Larry Gardner for out number 2. Here comes Walmsgons, 0 for 3 today. He's got runners on second and third with 2 outs. Hit it into center field, but it's catchable, and Jacobson has it for out number 3. But the error puts Cleveland back in front, and it is now 6-5, heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jack Tobin to leave it off for the Browns, 2 for 3, including a home run. This time, though, Caldwell gets him, strikes him out number 1. Wally Gerber's 0 for 3. Ground ball on the right side. Johnston has it at first base, takes himself out number 2. George Sisler's 1 for 3. And Caldwell with another strikeout. He gets the 1-2-3 inning. And he needed that one after giving up 5 runs the previous 3. We go to the 8th. The Indians clinging to this 1-run lead. Doc Johnston will lead it off. He is 2 for 3 today. And Culp is going to strike him out for out number 1. Steve O'Neill. Ground ball to first base. Sisler has it. And that is out number 2. And here is Ray Caldwell. They do not have a great bullpen, so Caldwell's going to have to keep going with this one. Caldwell, fly ball to left, routine. Williams has it, and that is out number 3. Browns come to the plate, bottom of the 8th, trailing by 1 run. Ken Williams will lead it off. He's 1 for 3. And he lines one down the left field line. Jamison goes in the corner to get it. Ken Williams leads off the bottom of the 8th with a double. So the tying run on second base, nobody out. Davey Dahl Jacobson, the hitter, 2 for 3 today. Hits it to center field. Tris Speaker has it. Williams will have to stay put at second base, and that is out number 1. Here's Marty McManus, had a big 2-run triple in the 6th. He is 1 for 3 today. The fly ball to right, catchable for Elmer Smith, but pretty deep. So Ken Williams is going to tag up, and he will be able to advance to third base on the ball hit to right field. So 2 outs, but now that tying run just 90 feet from home plate. And Hank Severide is the batter. Severide 1 for 3, a .321 hitter in 1922. Pops it up in foul territory on the left side, and Ray Chapman's going to race over and make the catch for out number 3. So Caldwell gets out of the jam, gets out of the bottom of the 8th, and we are now to the top of the 9th. Cleveland coming to the bat with a 6-5 lead. Back to the top of the order for the 5th time. Here's Charlie Jamison, 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. Well hit ball. It'll fall in right field, and Charlie Jamison will start the inning with a single. Ray Chapman, 1 for 2, had a sacrifice, had a walk, drove in a pair of runs. We're going to let him swing away this time. Ground ball to second. McManus has it over to Gerber at second, but not going to get the double play. Chapman aboard on the fielder's choice. So 1 out, still a runner on first for Tris Speaker. Hit .388 in 1920. Just 1 for 4 today. Just 2 for 17 in the series. Ground ball to first base. Sisler has it. Goes to second. Gerber back to first. Not in time. So Speaker reaches on the fielder's choice. But the second out is made. And now here's Elmer Smith. 1 for 4 today. 2 for 18 in the series, but did single his last time up. Well hit into center field. Jacobson's not going to be able to come up with it. It falls in for a single. Tris Speaker running hard, running all the way to third base. Smith's got his second hit of the game, second hit in a row, in fact. And now there are runners on the corners with 2 out for Larry Gardner. First and third, 2 outs. Gardner, 2 for 4. Well hit to the left side. Gerber, the shortstop's not going to get it. Tris Speaker's going to come home with a run. Elmer Smith is going to motor his way to third base and is now 7-5 Cleveland. Big hit there for Larry Gardner to provide an insurance run. It's now a 2-run game. Bill Wamsgans comes to the plate, 0 for 4. Wamsgans lines one into left center. Elmer Smith is going to score. Larry Gardner will go from first to third. And now it's 8-5. And here's Doc Johnston, 2 for 4, but the Indians' best hitter in this series. Can he add to it? And Johnston is hit by a pitch, and that will load them up for Steve O'Neill. Probably should have replaced Culp at some point, but really, there's nobody in the Browns' pen that is significantly better. So Steve O'Neill 0 for 3 with a walk. Bases loaded here in the ninth and 2 outs. And O'Neill follows with yet another hit. That is the 4 hits in the last 5 batters, and the hit by pitch with the other one. So Steve O'Neill is going to single, Gardner's going to score, Wamsgans is going to score, and Doc Johnston will move to third base. Cleveland has scored 4 runs here in the ninth and now leads 10-5. Two outs in the ninth. Here's Ray Caldwell, the pitcher. And where were all these hits earlier? Actually, this one is not going to be a hit. This one is going to be hit well, deep to center field, but Jacobson will catch it finally for the third out. So it was a 1-run game. It is now a 5-run game. Cleveland puts up 4 runs in the top of the ninth. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. And it is 10-5, last chance for the Browns. Frank Ellerby leads off 0 for 3 today. And Caldwell gets him to ground out to second base for the first out. Here is Ray Culp. Probably left him in much longer than he needed to be. But again, not much of a bullpen there. We used their A reliever, Hub Pruitt, for 3 innings in game 3. So not much else there. Culp is going to be replaced by Pat Collins. What the pinch hitter does, hit 307 in 1922. Ground ball to short, Chapman boots it. That'll be an error. Collins is aboard. Jack Tobin 2 for 4, including a home run. Ground ball to short. This could do it. Chapman's got it over to second to Wamsgans, on to first and Johnston. Double play. And that is the ball game. Our final score here from St. Louis. It's the Cleveland Indians with 10 runs on 13 hits. They made 2 errors and left 8 on. And the home St. Louis Browns, just 5 runs on 10 hits, 1 error, 5 runners left on base. Cleveland's going to improve to 6-2 after 2 weeks of play here. Good chance they'll still be in first. They began the week tied for first place. We'll see if they're still there, but pretty good shot to be after winning 3 out of 4 in 2 straight series. St. Louis Browns will drop to 3-5 on the season. Let's look at the leaders from today. First for the Browns, Tobin had 2 hits and a home run. Ken Williams, Baby Doll Jacobson, they both had 2 hits. Because Ray Culp will take the loss. For the Indians, among their 13 hits, Larry Gardner had 3 of them. Elmer Smith and Doc Johnston both had 2 hits. Ray Chapman, Doc Johnston, Steve O'Neill all drove in 2 runs. Ray Caldwell is going to earn the win, 4 earned runs in his 9 innings. So that's it for the Cleveland-St. Louis series. Again, still to come in week number 2. The 1930 Cardinals against the 1927 Yankees, the 1919 Reds and against the 1929 Cubs, and the 1925 Senators against the 1927 Pirates. Hope to have at least a few of those games here on YouTube for you. Go check RogersSportsGames.com for the recaps, box scores, and all the stats from this series, as well as those future series to come. So thanks for tuning in. If you could like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Again, check RogerSportsGames.com for all of my gameplay. Thanks for watching.